Hello and welcome to this Learn tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can make a reaction timer game. So the reaction timer game is nice and simple. All it does is displays a stop button and then it waits for a random amount of time between sort of 1 and 10 seconds, and then it will change to a go button and you have to click on it as soon as it says go, and it will do it 5 times, and over the 5 times it will register your average reaction time. There we go. So mine there was pretty rubbish, 0.64 seconds. But it has beat my world record, which is on the cloud variable here. So now I am the new world record holder for my particular game here. Excellent. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is create yourself a new Scratch project, like I have done here. And we're going to get Scratch the Cat to introduce the game. So what we need to say is okie dokie when the game starts. So when the green flag is clicked, we're going to show Scratch the Cat. Let's go down to here, the purple ones. Show Scratch the Cat, and we're going to do a bit of a welcome using some of these say with the number of seconds things. Here we go. So let's just say welcome to the reaction timer game. Oops. Reaction timer game. And we'll just say, okay, when the sign clicks go, click the button. There we go. Excellent. Good. In fact, let's just add one more and let's say, can you beat the world record? Here we go. Can you beat the world record? Let's go. There we go. Good. Excellent. So now let's just quick check that. Okay, good. So when we press start, he's going to appear and then he's going to say all of that sort of stuff there. Again, you can change how long you says it for if you wanted to make it say it for a bit longer. And then after he's finished saying all that, what we'll do is we'll hide Scratch the Cat for the moment because he can come back at the end. And then we'll broadcast start the game. There we go. Start game. Good. So that's like a little invisible signal that's going to get sent to all the other sprites and stuff. So we can use that. Good. Okay, so that's Scratch the Cat done for the moment. We'll leave him until we come back to him a little bit later. And what we'll look at now is let's create ourselves another sprite. There we go. And this is going to be our button that's going to appear. So I think I'm going to use this button. I'll use this one. There you go. Nice round button. Let's just move Scratch out of the way for the moment. Actually, what I'll do is, for the moment, let's just grab a little block here and we'll double click and that moves him out of the way. So I want our stop and go button to be right in the middle there, which is perfect. And what we'll do is we'll make it, oh no, we won't do that. We'll make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So nice and big. There we go. Just make it however big you want it to be. And I'm just going to set it in the middle of the screen. So it's going to be nice and big. Here we go. And we want, there we are. Let's click on there. Let's do go. In fact, let's do stop first. Stop. And there's the stop button. Let's change that to white. There we are. And let's make it a bit bigger. And we'll change the font to, let's go with that one. I like that one. There you go. So what I've got here is I've got the stop, there's our stop, and I'll rename it here to stop, so it's called the stop button, because we're going to use that in a bit. There we are. So there's our stop, let's get rid of there, and what we'll do now is we'll duplicate the stop, so we can make the go, there we go. And what we'll have to do is just drag the go back to the center. You can just about see the little dot there that's the center dot. There you go. So now we've got stop and go. Let's change that to go. There we go. And we'll also change the colours. So let's leave stop there as blue. And let's change these colours here. So we click there. So we can select it. And we'll just change the fill. I'm going to go, there you go, let's go green. Nice green. And swap that to a darker green maybe. There you go. You can play with these however you want them. I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to make it go from the center. There we go. So we got a stop and a go. Ooh, actually that's hurting my eyes a bit. So let's change that green slightly. that working? There we go. It's not even working. Oh. Don't know why it's doing that. Oh, not collecting, that's why. There we go. There we go, that's a bit nice, isn't it? And we'll change the outline to a darker green as well. Let's go. Yeah, that will do. Swap those over, move that over to a darker green. Yeah, that'll do. There we go. Okay, so now we've got two buttons, stop and go. Let's go back to the code, and at the start of the game we want these to be hidden. So what we'll do here is we'll say, okay, at the start of the game what we'll do is we will hide them. So that's in the looks bit here. Let's hide that. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just make this a bit bigger so we can see all that. There you go. So when we click start, we'll hide. Good. And we'll set the costume. The starting costume is always stop. So let's set the costume to stop. Here we go. Where's my costume gone? Switch costume to stop. Good. Here we go. So there we go. When we click start, it should hide and click to stop. Good. And then what we'll say is, okay, when the game starts, we need to do something. We need to make make it appear. So let's go here. When I receive start game, there you go. When I receive start game, what we will do is we'll show, because it's going to show the button, and then when it appears, it's going to show, and then we're going to do quite a number of different things, and we're going to have to do this 5 times over, because we're going to have like 5 mini rounds. Each time round, you wait a random amount of time, then switch over to the go. And then as soon as they clicked on the go, you switch back over to the stop. So we're going to do that 5 times. I mean, you can change yours to 5, to 10 or 3, however you want to do your game. But I'm going to do it 5 times. Okay, so what do we do 5 times? Well, each time at the start of it, we just make sure that we switched over to stop. Okay, when we've received start game, we switch over to stop, and then we need to wait somewhere between 1 and 10 seconds. So we need to use the wait function here, and we need to wait a random time between 1 and 10. So what we could do is we could just pick a random between 1 and 10 just like that. But then you've got a bit of a problem, because then the person, because it's either going to be exactly 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, etc. seconds, you could probably actually kind of, prep yourself quite well for that. If you get used to playing the game. So we're going to tweak it slightly so that it can pick a random time between those. So what we'll do is we'll pick between 1 and 100, and then we'll just divide that 1 and 100 by 10. So now it could be anywhere between 1 second and 10 seconds, but in 100 little divisions. So that makes it a little bit harder to guess when it's going to happen. And you can make that, could do one between 1 and 1,000 and divide it by 100 if you really want to get sort of technical, but I think that'll do for mine. Okay, so what we do here is we just wait a random amount of time, good, and then as soon as that random amount of time is switched over, boom, we switch the costume straight over to the go costume. Good. And as soon as we've changed to the go costume, we need to start the timer, because we're going to got this sort of reaction timer. And the way we do that is we can use Scratch's built-in timer, which is under the sensing block. And what we do is we just reset the timer, and that will automatically start the timer counting up from 0 again. Good. So we reset the timer's now going, and all we do now is we just wait again, and this time what we do is we wait until the costume is switched back to stop. Because the idea being, as soon as we click on the costume, it switches it over to stop. Good. So what we do here, we wait. Oh no, not wait 1 second. That's not right. Wait until. There we go. And we wait until the costume name is stop again. So where's our costume name? Down here, costume name. There you go. Costume name is stop. There we go. So we wait until the costume name is stop, and then it just goes back up to the start. There we go. And it will just go back up. So each time it'll do that 5 times. Each time round it will just go, wait until the costume name stop, and then go back. Which is good. So we're almost there. Now what we need to do is we need to get it so that, okay, when we do click the go button, it then saves the reaction time and does all the bit where it sends it back. Okay, so what we can do now in order to do that is we'll use when this sprite is clicked. Good. So when this sprite is clicked, we're going to change it back to stop. Well, kind of. There's only one problem, is the person could cheat and keep spamming click, 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 click on the when it says stop until it finally switches to go. So we want people to stop people from cheating and doing that. And the way we can do that is we can only give them the point if when they click on it, it's actually on the go button. So if it's already on, if it's on the go button, happy days, give them a point. If it's on the stop button and they've been cheating, then we just say game over, and they'll have to start the game all over again. So how do we do that? Well, that's actually really quite easy. What we do here is we say, okay, if the costume name is Go, which is the one which they should be on, then what we need to do is we need to switch the costume back to stop. But before we do that, we need to save our reaction time for that round. Now, in order to save our reaction time for that round, we need a variable. So we'll just click make a variable. There we go. And we'll just call this reaction time. Good. Now this reaction time, this doesn't need to be a cloud variable because this is going to change. We only need that each time you actually run the game. The other one we're going to look at in a minute is going to be a cloud variable. Okay, so when this sprite is clicked, if the costume name is Go, then what we need to do is we need to save the reaction time for that game. And the way we do that is we just simply change the reaction time by whatever the timer is. Good. Brilliant. So that's okay, but because we got this change reaction time by the timer, what we also need to make sure we do as well is at the very start of the game, when we receive start game, we better reset the reaction time back to 0, because otherwise it's going to keep on counting up from the previous time. So that's no good. So we change reaction time by the timer, which is good. Excellent. And then what we do is we switch the costume back to stop. There we go. Where's my stop gone? So change costume to stop. Good. Excellent. So let's just try that out before we move on any further. Let's just make sure that's working. So we click start. And let's run this and let's see where we're getting to. So we go through all there, blah, 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 and let's see if that works. So it says stop. There you go. And it was 0.65 seconds. Good. Let's see what happens now. Hopefully wait another while. Good. There you go. Excellent. And we'll try this. Excellent. Okay, so you can see now that the reaction time here is actually adding up. So each time round, what we do is we add on. It's basically keeping track of the total reaction time for all 5 rounds. But that seems to be working fine, which is great. Let's do the other one as well, where if they cheat. So if it doesn't say go, then we know that they've cheated. So what we need to do then is say, okay, hang on a minute. If they've cheated, what we'll do is we'll just broadcast fail or fail. There we go. And if they've failed because they've cheated, what we do is we'll stop all the other scripts in this sprite. Stop all the other scripts in this sprite. There we go. Because if they have cheated, we don't want this carrying on. And then what we do is we'll go back to the cat and let's just say, okay, if we do receive this fail, when I receive fail, what we'll do then is we'll just say something like, you cheated, you have to wait until the button says go. There we go. You have to wait until the button says go. And then after that, we'll just say click green flag to try again. There we go. Good. Okay. Good. So now we've got those sorted out. So if they do cheat, then it will stop the game. In fact, we'll just try that in a minute. We'll make sure that works. If they don't cheat, then we will keep on adding up. There we go. Let's see if this will work. Let's just try cheating. Oops. That's not... Oh, yes, it has worked. But we've got two problems. Number one, what we wanted to happen was this. We wanted the cat to say that stuff, which I think he is saying it. But unfortunately, he's still hidden. So if we receive fail, we're going to have to show him. And also, I think if we do click this button and it all goes wrong, then we probably want to hide the button as well. So we'll hide this button. Let's try that again. There we go. So we're getting really, really close now. It's not taking too long. So we've got most of the mechanics working. We just need to finish up the game. Let's have a look. There we go. Let's click stop. There you go. You cheated. Excellent. There we go. We'll have to click green flag to try again. Okay, so we've got our game. It's almost there. But what we've got slight thing now is we've got this repeating 5 times. But if we do manage to get through all 5 of the rounds without cheating, then what we need to do is we need to say, okay, that's done. Let's tell them what their score is, and then we need to start thinking about what we're going to do with the world's best score. So what we need to do now is we need to work out the average reaction time, which is pretty easy actually, because you just take the reaction time that we've been adding to each time, and where is it at? Reaction time, and we just divide it by 5, because that'll get us the average. Set reaction time to the average, which is great, brilliant. Obviously, if you've done more than 5 rounds or less, then you're gonna have to change those two to make sure they're the same. So that's done. So there we go. That's all good. And then what we need to do now is we need to do a success, whereas the other one is for failure. So let's go broadcast success. New message success. And again, we'll just hide this button because we don't want that anymore at the end of the game. So we'll hide that button. And then finally what we do is we do another broadcast for success. So we're going to use this one. Let's just duplicate that one. Let's call that success. And let's have a look. Well done. There we go. Well done. We're going to say now, we're going to tell them what their reaction time was. So what we can say here is we're going to say, your reaction time was 0.45 seconds or something. So the way we'll do that, because we're going to be joining a number of different things together, is, oops, we'll use the join thing. Here we go, join. There we go. Your reaction time was, let's do a space there, and then we're going to put their reaction time in seconds here. There we go. And let's go seconds. There we go. So reaction time in seconds is there. Good. If I just put a space there, otherwise it'll. There we go. So now what it should do is, when they succeed, it will tell them well done. It will give them their reaction time. What we also want to do now is we want to compare it against the world's highest score. So you can tell them, okay, if their reaction time is less than the world's high score, then they become the new best world record holder. So the way that we need to do that is we need to create a new variable, but this time we need to make sure that we click on the cloud variable button there, and we call this the world's best reaction time. World best. Time. There you go. World best reaction time. Here we go. Good. Okay, and now what we do is we need to do a bit of an if statement. Okay. Good, and yeah, good. And what we say, okay, is if their reaction time was less than the world's best reaction time. So if their reaction time was less than the world's best reaction time, there we go, then we need to tell them well done. You've beaten the world records. Well done. You've beaten the world record. And then we'll change the world record to be their reaction time. So we'll set the world's best reaction time, there you go, to their reaction time. Good. So that should pretty much work. We've got one small problem though at the moment, is that because we haven't set a value to the world's best reaction time here, then obviously no one is ever going to beat 0 unless they can reverse time. So what we need to do here is we just need, the very first time you make this game, you don't need to do this more than once, but when you first set the game, just set it to a big number. There you go. And we'll just double click. Good. So we've kind of, the very first time we run it, we've set it to a high number. Okay. Good. Good. So let's see how that goes. Let's click run. Here we go. Let's see how this works. Okay. So we're going to test this through. It should be pretty much done. Let's see if we can find out. There we go. So go. There we go. 2, 3, 4, and the last one. Here we go. There we go. Good. Okay, so let's have reaction time was blah 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 blah. You've beaten the world record, and it should change it over like that. Perfect. Brilliant. Good. So there you go. Now that's all that you need to do, and that's the whole game done. You might want to, if you want to, you change a backdrop. So we could set it to, one like that or something. However you want to do it. You can do that. You can do some sound effects or some music, so that if they, if they beat the world score, it plays a trumpet and maybe does some, streamers, party streamers, or dancing people or something like that. Loads of fun stuff like that. Add some sound effects when you do click the stop or the go button. Loads of stuff you can do. But that's it. That's your basic game done for you. There you go. I hope you liked the tutorial. If you've got any questions or suggestions or comments or any ideas for future tutorials, then just drop a comment on the YouTube channel. And if you do like it, feel free to like the video and subscribe. There you go. Thank you very much.